everybody. Chris Wood here. Welcome to my channel and thank you for tuning in for anybody that does. This is not going to be a long live stream. It's just pretty much to show the changes that have taken place with me. I am the victim of identity theft. I am the victim of skull splitting. I am the victim of brain injury. I'm the victim of sex assault. I am the victim of kidnapping. I am the victim of medical blacklisting. I am the victim of O.P.P, Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police revenge for me speaking of their crimes back in 2019. My skull has been split. My brain's been seriously injured. I have what is called remote neuromonitoring on me. It is being used and passed around from O.P.P. It is police and military tech that I have proven I have it on me. It is it's a nano microchip implant. And what it does, it destroys a person's central nervous system. Right now, I am having a lot of problems breathing. I only have one lung now. I only have one kidney. I cannot go to a hospital. I cough up blood. I get choked on a daily basis. I have absolutely, from being injured over the course of 3 years and having remote neuromonitoring use on me and it being passed around through a bunch of O.P.P human trafficking co-offenders, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Javen Allstein, a guy named Bert Hustler of Mackey Falls, and many others. William Bill Wooldridge of 149 Center Street North, Hells Angels boss, Ontario chapter leader, pedophile, sex offender, human trafficker, drug trafficker, financial thief, guilty of stalking and murdering my mother with Blair Hardy back in 2020. They are the bosses to O.P.P Spencer Mills 14716, staff sergeants, ex-chief Robert Kane, Robert Lucas, Shannon Cork, a mental health worker named Stacy, and a mental health worker cop who arranged my kidnapping last year, May 27, 2021, through incompetency bullshit to shut me up in an attempt to get me kept so I would not be talking about and showing what is taking place with me now, my identity theft. This right here is Chris, but it is not my true image. It's been changed about 50 different times, and I have shown it and proven it through the remote neuromonitoring you saw me. I'm just hanging out here with my dog. His name is Runt. Back a couple years ago, the poor dog, I was at my previous address and I tried to help somebody off of drugs. As a result, it backfired seriously because they came home and they were high and hallucinating and started seeing spirits coming out of my dog. So they were saying. As a result, this crazy person threw crystal meth into my dog's eyes, burning my dog's eyes out. Not burning them out, but seriously injuring him. Come to find out that the person done it is actually a cop's stepsister, drug cop here in town. So, and I phoned them, and she chased me around with a knife. She chased me out of my own place with a knife, demanding money from me. to get drugs. And nothing was even done about that. I hope everybody's having a good, safe day. I would actually like some ideas from my subscribers as to what you would possibly like to see here on my channel. I'm open to all kinds of possibilities. I don't want it to just be about this. I want to put out content that hopefully people will seriously enjoy. I've got some ideas planned, and right now I'm only doing this on my computer. So once I start getting some other equipment and whatnot, then I will be doing other stuff as well. I would like to do, nature stuff. I'm very into that. And like I said, I got some ideas planned that are gonna be coming up, and I hope that they will be liked. Anyway, I've been going through this because I spoke up of police crimes, and as a result, I became a victim. My mother was also stalked. My mother was also being called mom by William Aldridge, who was told that she was his mother. My mom was 77 years old. He is 71, 72 years old. But he also thinks that we were switched at birth. He also thinks that he is my dad. And he also thinks that he is Harry Potter as well. The guy is more delusional than he has more personalities than Rich Little does voices, that's for sure. If anybody remembers him. It actually seems to be a nice day out so far here today, but I am completely and totally numbed down. I am being broadcasted through right now by Blair Hardy, through the remote neural monitoring, and through William Aldridge. My identity theft is done. This has been going on with me for 3 years. I would go to the hospital, I would tell them what has taken place with me, and they had no interest whatsoever. They thought it was just me coming there with a headache or on drugs looking to dry out or whatever the case. I do not do drugs. I am against them. I've lost too many friends and family from this stuff. I don't begrudge people that do it. And then there is the ones serious junkies, and they are the ones that are doing this to me, which is William Aldridge, which is Blair Hardy, which is Jabin Allstein, which is Tyler Lake. It might be kind of hard to see, but yeah, it is. I don't want to blind anybody. But as a result, my identity theft is done. And there is nothing that I can do about it because it's through Ontario Provincial Police, it is through the doctors here, and it is through their boss, who is Hells Angels rat informant, wanted sex offender, pedophile, who used to stalk children for the chief of police and himself for pedophilia, sex slavery. He's highly psychotic. He is highly delusional. His name is William Aldridge. He lives at 149 Center Street North. He is untouchable. He is unarrestable. I have been trying for 3 years with no luck. O.P.P, are scared of him because they work for him. Same with Blair Hardy, who is allegedly in jail, but he is there falsely because they do fake charge. He is there hiding, or he is in there collecting money or dealing drugs. Because he is a drug trafficker, he used to drive around here in a Mercedes, a white Mercedes, that he made from sex slavery trafficking and from drug trafficking. He is a financial thief, commits financial thefts and frauds, identity thefts and frauds. They pick out victims, elderly victims. They use remote neural monitoring on them. They cause cancers. They cause other stuff. They take out insurance policies on their victims, and then they collect on them once the person has been murdered. This is a picture of my skull, the back part of my head. I don't know if that can be seen or not properly. But my skull has been seriously deformed to about 50 different shapes, sizes. I've shown it, I've proven it, and I've been called a liar. Last time I went up to the hospital here at Lennox and Addington County General Hospital, I walked in and Paladin security guard, he is a guy about maybe 24, 25 years old, roughly 3 to 500 pounds. Anyway, I walked in to register and I was told to go wait for triage to see me, which I did. Nothing was said, nothing was done. I only registered. I was asked to go sit down to wait for triage, which I did. And as soon as I sat down, Paladin security guard came out and told me that I had to basically get the F out of the hospital to leave now. Nobody was going to see me. So with that being said, okay, I got up and left. I was there for a serious problem. Afterwards, my kidneys failed on me. I have been urinating a lot of blood. I hate to say it. I when I go have stool movements, I know it's kind of graphic, but also a lot of blood. I cough up blood all the time. There's nothing I can do about it. My kidneys on my right side are screwed. My lung on my right side is screwed. I have problems breathing all the time now. I am on inhalers and puffers that I had to go into Kingston to see a doctor to actually get because of not being able to get anything done here because the doctors here are criminally and negligently involved with the crimes that are taking place with me. Medical blacklisting, giving me false CAT scan pictures, different dates and times, giving me totally different ones, false CAT scans they gave me, and it can be proven. I've been seriously skull deformed. My skull's been split. I get nothing but burning and electricity in my head 24/7 from being broadcasted through, being numbed down to be dumbed down in hopes that I'm not talking about things or showing things, what has taken place with me, and by whom, how, and why. There's drug trafficking, human sex trade, slavery trafficking, children to pedophiles, adults to sex offenders. The police you think you know, falsely arresting their victims, putting prisoner tracking onto their victims, seriously deforming their victims for identity thefts, while they are harboring their boss, sex offender inmates who are untouchable. I have went to O.P.P to try to get arrest. I've been surrounded by hands-on guns. I've even been laughed in my face by Shannon Cork when she was at my place illegally one time for her bullshit gang stalking street theater crap. And that's exactly what that was about but at the time, her and a bunch of other cops showed up and conveniently, who goes by? William Bill Woldridge, their boss. I told her to arrest him. She laughed in my face, told me to file a report, knowing exactly what was going to take place. But as he was walking by, not only did I have a yard full of cops, but he was walking by with a bunch of cops going right by him, hoping that I would react or do something against the piece of shit. I'm not the criminal here, he is. But anyway, she laughed in my face as he went on to stalk my mother, to call her mom, to use R&M on her, and to murder her, and she knew exactly what was going to take place with him. She even tried to tell me at one point in time what kind of glasses I should get. So, I get stalked. I cannot leave my place without them knowing about it. Why? Because I have William Billy Woldridge's or Blair Hardy's. I have prisoner tracking onto me illegally. No criminal history. I was falsely charged by O.P.P and the doctors here to deflect the crimes against me that they are guilty of against me. They co-conspired, and because of me talking and wanting them arrested and charged for so long, they went ahead and did it to me, and that was to deflect the crimes. That was also in an attempt to give me a record, which I did not have, and also to get my prints, my signatures, my pictures, and everything else that they needed for this identity theft against me, and I will not be proven wrong. This is how O.P.P work here at Napanee, especially when it's done against the elderly, the poor, homeless, disabled. They know that there is no help for their victims legally, medically, once they cast their lies and get their doctors here to aid in covering up their crimes, medically blacklisting their victims to assure that they get away with them, being involved with inmates for their revenge crimes, using the remote neuromonitoring, passing it around to Jabin Allstein, to Tyler Lake, to Ray Ray, to Sam, to Hope Mills, to Allie Cooper, to Bucktooth Bob, to Bert Hustler, to Maggie Falls, and a bunch of others, to Tyler or to Blair Hardy, and to William Woldridge. I get this 24/7. I even have these people trying to use this to sleep with me. This is how bad this is. And right now, as I'm doing this, I have absolutely no feeling in the right side of my head. Just electricity, what feels like a halo. The spot on the back of my head, it will get liquid or whatever going through it, and I also feels like it's being filled up with air, my body as well. And there is nothing that I can do about it, and that's what's causing my breathing problems. This is all in my back a month or so ago. This whole side of my face filled right up, and it was swelled right up like this pretty much in here because I had feces and urine coming up in my body, and it was going up through my head and my face, and it was all settling right here in my mouth. That's how disgusting that was. Nothing I could do about it. I go to the hospital, I would be treated like a piece of shit. I would be put in rooms, I was being talked down to, I was being belittled, I was being called retarded. And then when I would walk out and wasn't taking it, it was being made to look like I was the one that was refusing medical treatment and attention, and that was not the case in any way, shape, or form. So that was also done, to make it look like I was the problem, to once again to deflect everything so they would not have to prove the crimes that they are guilty of committing against me. Medical treatment refusals, discriminations. Dr. Tatiana B is actually Stacy's girlfriend, the mental health worker that was Daily Tea Company, now Kingston. There's also a Dr. Joy Hadley that's involved, a Dr. McGregor, a Dr. Waldron, a Dr. Pritchard, a Dr. Ambimbola, a Dr. Sue, a Dr. Fardell, a Dr. Waldron, a Dr. Pritchard, and Dr. Barton are the ones that laughed in my face over sex assault and then tried to have me committed because who it was done by and to whom. I've also had as Justice of the Peace laugh at my face over being sodomized and accused me of being high and hallucinating on marijuana over it because of who it was done by and from whom. And that was done to obstruct to not get arrests. But in the meantime, I am in the process right now of getting stuff from the OIPRD, and I am going to process it. I'm going through with it. And one way or another, I will get private prosecutions, and people will be arrested and start legally paying for the crimes that you are guilty of against me. There is outside police that need to come into Napanee and criminally arrest and felony charge Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, Spencer Mills 14716, Staff Sergeants, ex-Chief, Shannon Quirk, Robert Kane, Robert Lucas, I've named them all again, Stacy and Shelley Hafner. Arrests need to be made on boss William Bill Woldridge, 149 Center Street North, Tyler Lake, Jabin Allstein, Ray, excuse me, Blair Hardy, who is allegedly in jail, and he needs to be charged for murder and attempted murder, identity thefts, financial thefts, and frauds, along with the rest of them. But they're untouchable here at Napanee. If I could go to a hospital and get a brainwave test or an MRI or something that would actually prove the internal damages done to me, I have absolutely no stimulation on the back side, on the full right side of my head anymore whatsoever. I can listen to music and I feel nothing in my head, even with earbuds in. And that's all supposed to be normal? I don't think so. I've been seriously brain injured and I know I need help. This could all be medically proven if I could go to a hospital. The reason I show my tattoos too in a lot of my pictures and all my pictures and that is to actually prove my identity because of me going through this on a daily basis from being broadcasted through. This is how the police are human trafficking. This is how they are getting out of their crimes. They are causing memory losses in their victims. They're lying. They're buying time. False arrest refusals, except for on their victims. Using doctors, using the justice of the peace. Having your victims medically blacklisted once again. So I am the end of my bloodline. O.P.P, you are guilty along with Jabin Allstein, Tyler Lake, your boss, who is alleged Hells Angels Ontario chapter leader, 149 Center Street North, William Bill Woldridge, Bandito leader, MC, Blair Hardy, who, like I said, allegedly in Quinny, and the cops work for these people along with Tyler Lake and Jabin Allstein in the rest name. They pay them $300 a day plus their drugs of choice. They're human traffickers, human sex trade, slavery traffickers. They are the drug traffickers for them. This is revenge retaliation against me for speaking of their crimes out of the Morning Star mission, the human homeless trafficking, and the homeless exploitation for monetary gains. Pastor, deacon, David Smith, priest, whatever, now St. Stephen Anglican Church is also involved, and you are guilty of attempted murder also with everyone else involved. I am going to wrap this up. I hope anybody sees this. Please take it serious. This is how O.P.P, human traffic, frame, and murder here. Families of murdered and missing. It is the police here. Be safe, everybody. Watch yourselves, watch your children and your parents because they are very seriously dangerous people. There is nothing I can do about my crimes against me, so if anything happens to me, it will be homicide. And the ones guilty are the ones I've named. Like I said, I have absolutely no stimulation on the right side of my head or my body anymore. It's been split in half. You'd be surprised at the tech that is out there now and how it is being used criminally, illegally against victims. So, I've proven remote neuromonitoring exists and how it is operated. And this is how it's being done to me. This whole side of my face now is starting to push over because I'm being broadcasted through by 10 different people every single day doing this to me. Be safe, everybody. Love all, hate none. God is spirit, Father. I am living body, holy tree, waters, fire, sun, light, sun, cross, crown, me. And this has nothing to do with anything else. This is my spiritual words to everybody. Be a neighbor, be a friend, help another if you can, and do it without an agenda because it needs to be done. Make humans for humans once more. Love all, hate none. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Have a good day, everybody.